Hi guys, this is Avinash Sharma, and in this session we will discuss the properties. Properties in the .NET C Sharp. What is the property in .NET C Sharp? Basically, it's a specific methods which is called the accessor. And using these property methods, we can compute the value of the private fields. The properties are two types: get property and set property. Get means we can access the value of the property. Set means we can set the value of the property. The property are the two types: read only property and the read and write only property. In case of the read only property, we can access only the value but cannot set the value. But in read write property, we can set the value, also we can access the value from the property. Why do we need the properties? For the implementation of the encapsulation, we use the properties. Secondly, suppose we have two classes, and in one class we have some private members, and we want to access these private methods in another class, but without exposing the calculation or the implementation of those private fields. How to access those fields? So we can use the properties. So properties, without exposing the implementation of the private fields, can access the value of the private fields in another class. That's why we need the property. Accessor methods. These are the specific methods which can be used to access or set the value of the property. Set accessor or get accessor. When we want to set the value, then we can use this syntax: set data field name equal to value. This value is a keyword, predefined word of the .NET C Sharp. And in case of the value we want to access, then we can use this syntax: get and the name of the field in which the value has been set. Now we check the syntax of the property. So first of all, we have the access modifier. So we can set the protection level of the property, say private, public, or static. Second is the data type, return type. What is the return type of the property? String, integer, or date, or others. Then property name, it's a user defined or custom. You can mention any name here. Then we have the two methods, set methods and the get methods. So in set methods, we set the value, and in get methods, we access the value of the property. So this property is the read and write both. Now we check the property with the practical. So as you can observe, we have two classes, property demo and then program class. So in property demo class, we have all the members which are private, because we want the encapsulation or we want to hide the information of these private members. Now I need to access these private members in another class, say program. If I do this one, property demo object equal to new instance, then if I try to object dot access this first name, so I can't do this because the private members cannot be accessed in another class. Private members can be accessed only within the class. So how to expose the value of the private members to other class? So there is a mechanism that is called the property. We can create the property. So we create a property. First of all, access modifier. As we discussed in the syntax, say public string, that is the return type, and name of the property, say emp first name. Then in this property, we have to decide this property has to be read only or read write both. So it depends on the method you specify in this property. So first of all, set. Then in set, say first name and equal to value. This value is a reserved word or keyword of the .NET C Sharp. Set means like we are setting the value for the first name. So when you supply the value for this property, so First of all, the value goes to this value keyword and then assigned to this variable first name. So right now this property contains only the set method. It means through this property you can assign the value but cannot access the value. So we write another method, say get. And get methods return and then this variable, because we are assigning the value this first name. Now we have the setter and getter method in this property. It means this property is read and write property. Now if I try to access this property in another class, say program object dot, and now say object dot, then emp first name. This is the property name, and this property is read and write only. So we can assign the value, say equal to say zone, setting the value of the property. And now how to access the value? Say first name and then object dot emp first name. So when you assign the value to this property, then this property calls this method set methods. And when you call this without parameters, then it calls the get methods. So this method is returning the value of this first name. So basically we are hiding the information of the private members. This class doesn't know what is the first name, because this class is able to access only the public property. This is called the encapsulation or hiding the data. And for this scenario, we need the property. So we test this one. So we have the first name John. Suppose we create another property, say public, then get continue. And in this property, we assign only one method, that is the get method. In get, return, then country, private members, country. So this property read only. It means we can read the data, we can access the value, but cannot set the value for the country. And if you see, already we assign this variable with the value country India. So this private variable is having the value already. Now, if we try to this object dot say get country name and try to assign some value, say UK, then we cannot do that because this property is read only. So now country name and say emp country, get country name. Now we check. So we have the country name India and the first name is the John. So this is how we can declare the read and write or read only property. Suppose if we talk about the access modifier of the property, if I say I make it private, now if I check this one, then we have an error. We cannot access the private members. Now that property is private. Okay. So if I make it say protected, again we have an error, because this class program, in case of the inheritance, can access only the protected and the public members. but right now there is no inheritance. So this protected method is available only for derived class. So if I say, I write here, now this program class is inheriting this one. So now program is a derived class. So we create the object of the derived class. Say. So you can see the error gone. So this is how you can declare the members as a private in class and can access the value of those private members through the property in another class. So guys, this was all about the properties in .NET C#. Thanks for watching the video.